not so good. Good to see that you are relaxed. Now we'll practice Bastrika, which is, I'm not sure if we have mentioned it in the manual, but that's okay, we'll practice it. So now, what the difference between Kapalabhati and Bastrika is, Kapalabhati is only active exhalation. Here it is active inhalation and exhalation. You can either use your arms up and down or you can do without it. But let's use the arms, because that way you will not practice too fast. It's much more advanced not to use the arms. So for now, we'll practice the simpler version, which is using the arms to go up and down. So what we do here is forcefully inhale. Watch this. So here, both inhalation and exhalation. I'm going to show the most vigorous form. Do what you can do. Don't overdo it. Once again, watch just the demo. And inhale, exhale, and watch the breath. You may feel giddy. Ideally, there are versions where they hold the breath inside. We don't do that. So simply practice as you would if you are already used to it, or simply increase that vigor in inhalation as well as exhalation, if that is not going to bother you too much. Go ahead and try.
So we don't use the mouth. Mouth should be closed.
Mouth should be closed throughout the practice. Go ahead. Take the arms up. Forceful inhalation and exhalation both. And stop the practice. Gently take a deep breath and exhale and relax and observe. Gently open your eyes. Any feedback on this?
Keval Kumbhaka was longer than I heard than Kapalabhati.
Keval Kumbhaka was longer with this.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you have practiced it right. Anybody else?
I think nostrils seems to be clean.
Cleansing effect.
Nostrils were cleansing. If you have running nose, etc., you will feel that.
Yeah.
Aditya also is cleansing.
He's always cleansing like that. Whenever we try.
Yeah, it's actually, if you have severe cold and stuff, you should not practice this, because it will hurt your sinuses when you have cold. Otherwise, it will help you strengthen your immune system so you won't get cold. But when you have an active cold, you want to stay away from this. Any other feedback? Okay, so you were all okay, right? Did anybody feel giddy, a little bit of little bit, right? That's good, that's good. Then you have pushed yourself to that extent, just a little. If you felt too much, then you have pushed your nervous system, you have taxed your nervous system too much. So you don't want to go there too much. Okay, but just every time, just a little. So you are touching the boundary and coming back. So then your boundary starts going away. Yeah, so you are actually then building up the practice. But never get to that place where your body said, no, I didn't feel good. It says, the body always gives that indication. So don't go there. But touching that limit is fine. Okay. It's like weight lifting, right? At one point you will be like, I'm feeling totally fatigued, I cannot do it anymore. Then don't get to that point. But there is always a point where you say, this is more than what I can do, but I think I can manage. Then it's good.
Pleasurable pain.
Pleasurable pain. It's, I mean, again, it's a perspective to some extent. Some people simply don't want to push themselves at all, because any pain is a pain for them. So most of it is also in the mind. So you have to understand that difference between the body's pain versus the mind's resistance to any pain. So you have to really start working with your own self here and try to beat that lethargy. If it is a lethargy induced pain which is not pleasurable because you are not willing to do it, then that should be conquered. Okay? Alright. So next we'll move on to Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. This is a wonderful preparation for us to go into Nadi Shuddhi. Again, if you have cold and single nostril which is quite blocked, you don't want to do Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. If it is generally slight cold and that's how it is, it's fine. It's, again, your own pleasure guides you. Let me demonstrate the practice with all the subtle points and then we'll practice. So in this, ideally right hand, but I like to use the left. I have this issue with the right. So close the right nostril with the thumb if you use the right nostril, the right hand, and exhale and inhale from the left. So we always start pranayama with exhalation and end with inhalation. That's how it's the general rule. You can otherwise just simply exhale deeply and start the pranayama, or simply exhale from the left, inhale from the left, close the left, exhale from the right, inhale through the right. So here is the fundamentals. This is Nasika Mudra, where you fold the first two fingers, the thumb and the ring finger and the pinky. If you join the three, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. It's a forcep. Now where do you close? There is a bone here, right below that, on the nose, bone, below that. So that's where you close. And how do you close? You don't close with the, this is not the way to close, where you are holding the thumb. You are supposed to close with the tip of the fingers here. Okay? And then, watch me. Everybody cannot do this, but simply watch me. Your neck is straight, your chin is tucked down like this, so that I place my knuckle on the forehead, because that way I know that I'm not extending my neck upward, but the chin is tucked down like that. Okay, tuck the chin down and don't see this arm position is not like that. Then you will hurt your arm in the long run. So you want your arm nicely down here, but not compressing the chest here like this. So it is just free. The arm is free. Yeah, it's free basically. And chin tucked down, not fully tucked like in Jalandhar Bandha. You're not doing that. So just simply sit straight, chin down, with the thumb close the right nostril, making Nasika Mudra, thumb closing the right nostril, exhale and inhale from the left. Close the left with the pinky and the ring finger. Exhale and inhale from the right. There we go. And no hurry to inhale or exhale. Exhalation should be slightly longer than inhalation. No, she's fine. She's fine actually. We will discuss that. And no over inhalation or over exhalation. Basically, do not hyperventilate yourself by deep breathing. The breath should follow the need for breath. When there is a need to inhale, you inhale. When there is a need to exhale, you exhale. Exhale and inhale, switch, exhale and inhale. Switch the nostril. And if one hand hurts, switch the arm, use the other hand. exhalation longer than inhalation. Focusing on the exhalation will naturally make it longer, but it is still more of a sahaja pranayama in the sense that you are not establishing a certain ratio. We are simply following the need of the breath. We don't count and say inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 10 counts, etc. We simply say slightly focus on the exhalation to make it longer and still follow the need of the breath. If the hand hurts, switch the hand. At no point you should feel tired breathing this way, except if you have blocked nostril, then you will feel tired and you want to stop the practice. If you don't have that problem of blocked nostril, you can practice up to 27 rounds of Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama if you are following the rhythm of your own breath with no problem, except your arm may hurt. In that case, you want to switch the hand. And after the last round, the one round is one exhale, inhale on the left and one exhale, inhale on the right. After the last such round, you want to stop the practice and close your eyes. Hands on the thighs. Watch your breath. Gently open your eyes. With a few blinks, you should feel rejuvenated, relaxed, balanced, like a newborn. Sadyojataha. Shiva's another name is Sadyojataha, which means who just was born, newborn. That's the feeling we should get after Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. If that has not happened, please raise your hand and let me know. Okay. Everybody enjoyed? Anything to any feedback? My hand hurts, my
Like in my hand. I tried to do
Yeah.
this one. I was not able to touch.
That's okay, you don't need to.
Yeah.
I said that's not a requirement.
Yeah.
Simply here. This is what it is. So you want to use the corner, this part. So you basically use the tip of the fingers close to the nails, close to the nails. I hope you don't have nails. If you have like huge nails and all, it's not a very good thing to do for yogis to have that long nails and then you are like pricking yourself with the nail or what. So you don't want to do that. If you want to practice Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, keep your nails short. So near the nails, where that tip is what you are using to close, and you know, you don't want to be, you are not like this.
So you're almost doing like this, right?
Yeah, you are doing fine, except that you are curving your wrist a lot. You may hurt your wrist too much if you do that. So see, do you see how I'm doing? Do I curve my, see what you are doing is you are coming from here. So you don't want to do that. Yeah, also not like this. This is also wrong. Where you are trying to use this part of the hand, the fingers. No, use the tip of the fingers to close. So that it makes it very nice and comfortable. If you use this, you press the whole thing like this, right? That's not a very healthy way of practicing. Then you are actually hurting your nostrils. You are basically gently closing it. In fact, if you have very open nostrils, you want to even close the other one a little bit, like a little touch on the other side. That you can touch with your hand, but the one that you're closing with the tip of the fingers. So just tip of the finger, you gently touch and that closes it below the nose, below the bone. Yeah? Okay.
Do I have to keep my hand in this mudra? Because like whenever I push, like my attention just goes to my hand.
Why are you pushing? First of all, you are supposed to gently hold it, no pushing.
Okay.
You don't need to. I like to put it on, especially when I'm doing Nadi Shuddhi, I like it on the flat because I feel I'm practicing Chin Mudra with only one hand. So for me, it doesn't feel very comfortable. So I put my other hand down. So that's not important. But what is most important is how you practice, how you close your nostril, how you don't press the walls of the nostril, and how you keep your chin tucked but not fully tucked or not bent like this, and make sure your spine is straight. These are all the rules. Okay? Then now let's move on to sectional breathing. I'll teach that also. Basically, there are 3 lobes of the lungs, the lower, middle, and there's nothing like logical. I mean, this is logical division of the lungs. Lungs are divided into left and right lobes actually. But in yogic way, we divide them into lower, middle, and the upper lobes, where we breathe abdominal. We practice abdominal, like just only stretching the lower lobes of the lungs. Actually, they are here. If you practice abdominal breathing, in the sectional breathing, when we say abdominal breathing, this is not the same as the abdominal breathing we use when we do, say, QRT. There we are actually making you breathe fully. That's the idea of our abdominal breathing in QRT. Whereas here, we are trying to make you aware of the 3 lobes of the lungs and how you breathe. We are teaching you how to breathe. That's the point of sectional breathing. So now take your hand, hold it here toward the navel side. I mean, not fully on the navel, but here. And just expand the lower lobes. Inhale and exhale. So use the abdominal muscles to expand the lower lobes of the lungs as you inhale and exhale. It's a small inhale and small exhale because you're using 1/3 of the lobes of the lungs. So don't worry about it. Okay? We are not really deep breathing yet. We'll show you the difference between deep breathing and this. Okay? Inhale and exhale. Just inhale and exhale. Okay? That's what you'll be doing with abdomen, with the lower lobes. Udara pranayama. And then Madhyama pranayama, where you expand the chest and contract. So now what you're doing, we are not doing anything here in the lower lobes. We are only working on the middle lobes. Inhale, chest expands, exhale. Again small. Inhale and exhale. Do you feel that? Why you put here? Unless you're luck. Okay, next we'll take the shoulders, hands on the shoulders, up and down. See the difference?
Okay.
Just work on the shoulders.
So
work
does
on
it
lifting
not
the
feel
shoulder
like
muscle.
I'm doing the lungs too? I mean, wait.
Just lift the shoulder, clavicular muscles up and down. Yeah. The clavicular muscles are here. Lift them up and down. Deliberately for now. We are teaching you how to do it. Okay? Got it? Yeah. Don't hyperventilate yourself. Don't breathe too much. Then you feel cold in the hands and whatnot when you breathe too much. So don't breathe too much. This is not a practice. Pranayama is actually breathing less, not breathing more. Kapalabhati is breathing more. That's a preparatory to pranayama. Pranayama is, correct. We always, the Western model of pranayama is, I want to increase my oxygen. No, this is not increasing oxygen. This is reducing oxygen. You living on Himalayas with very little oxygen. Let's understand that way. So now you are training your system to relax enough so that with a very less breathing, slow breathing, and with more Kevala Kumbhaka, which is suspension of breath, you still can be doing very well. And that's the point. Chale vatam, chale chittam, nischale, nischalam manaha. When the prana is nischala, that is when prana doesn't move, the mind doesn't move. So breath makes all the activities more. So when you reduce that breathing, all the inner activities, digestion, everything will slow down. The muscle tone reduces, everything just simply slows down. And you efficiently use the prana, that little prana that you are trying to redirect, you channelize that into the right direction. So all the unnecessary stuff like thinking negative is a huge pranic wastage. So you will reduce that by habit. You are building a habit of using your prana very efficiently. It's like a car with an engine that is very efficient, and it doesn't start leaking all over the place and losing its energy, but instead it goes where it's supposed to go. That's the idea of pranayama. Okay, so sit comfortably now. Sectional breathing. No need. Hands in chin mudra. And now we simply observe the diaphragmatic breathing that we do. Inhale, expand only the lower lobes of the lungs by working on the stomach region, expanding your abdomen, and exhaling, collapsing the abdomen. Again, making sure not to use the chest and the shoulder muscles, only the abdomen area. So it's because the breath is only 1/3 of its full capacity. We simply are mostly in Kevala Kumbhaka. Inhale and exhale and relax. And the next breath is needed. Again, abdomen expands as you inhale, collapses as you exhale, and resolves in Kevala Kumbhaka. Do that by relaxing your mind. And now, taking Chinmaya Mudra, thumb and index finger touching each other, rest of the 3 fingers curled inward into Chinmaya Mudra. Curl the other fingers inward. Aarti. This way. There. Place on the thighs. And now we'll practice chest breathing. Inhale, expand the chest, and exhale, collapse the chest down. Now the movement is expanding of the chest. The chest comes forward. As you can see, it collapses and resolves in Kevala Kumbhaka again. Practice. Now, Adi Mudra, thumb tucked inside, fingers curl around, making a fist and placing on the thigh. And now we'll practice clavicular breathing. Inhaling, the clavicular muscles go up, and exhale, the shoulders collapse down. Don't lift up the shoulders too much. It's just the muscles of the intercostal muscles basically, which are here at the front of the shoulders. They go up. The upper chest goes up and down. The movement is up and down as opposed to front and back now for the chest. However, the chin is still down and you're not, it's neutral. Neck is neutral. You're not raising the chin up. It's the shoulders shoulder muscles that raise up and down, and the neck doesn't move. Last one. And gently stop the practice. Now take Brahma Mudra, same fists, knuckles touching each other on the navel point. We'll do full yogic breathing. Inhale, the abdomen expands, chest expands, and the shoulders move up. Exhale, all the recoil, the muscles simply recoil down. The abdomen, chest, and the shoulders collapse down. Inhale, the abdomen, chest, And the shoulders. Exhale and collapse the abdomen, chest and the shoulders down. And once again, Kevala Kumbhaka, the suspension of breath, is still important here too. So after every breath, you want to just wait for the next need to arise. So you're not in a hurry to inhale. Full yogic breath. And gently relax hands on the thighs and observe your breath. Gently open your eyes. Any feedback?
So normally, in regular breathing, we don't aware that these are things are going on. So in this particular posture, we should be aware of the lower chest level on this one. So, but for each breath, all three things will happen, but we will step by step for this one.
Correct.
Yeah.
We'll practice this step by step, and it really helps because practicing this will help you relax instantly. Sectional breathing is very relaxing. We'll practice someday in a very in a classic way. Right now we are talking also in between, so it just
So any reason we use different mudras?
yeah, mudras have their own benefits. For now, we'll just skip all that.
I'm sleeping too much. Why?
Okay, if you already are sleepy, then that's one thing. It increases the rajas, the tamas. See, simple, it makes you relax. So if your body needs rest, it's saying relax. So it brings that nicely, right? You are sleepy now, which is possible, and you should go to sleep. But if you are rajasic and you practice, it actually increases your energy. So you want to be careful and first relax and be ready for pranayama and then practice pranayama. Then the sattvic sense increases. Pranayama also increases energy like anything. So you want to be very careful to be in a sattvic state and to be eating good food, to be practicing yamas and niyamas, like the way that awareness, all of that is important, because otherwise you are without those awareness of having holistic awareness of yoga. If you practice all these are very if you practice this pranayama, it's basically much more advanced than asanas. So if asana is like driving a car, pranayama is like driving a truck. So you will get that much more energy, that much more strength, vigor, vitality, everything. And if you are not aware of how to use it, then you will go and crash, right? If a truck crashes, imagine how bad it can be compared to a car crashing or a bike crashing. So it's okay to make mistakes in asanas. You will only hurt your muscles. In here, if you don't follow proper rules, then, I mean, tamasic is okay, at least you will go and sleep. But if you are like, strongly, you are greed, working is fine. Working is not rajas. With what idea you are working? If you are working because you want to achieve something, you want to compete against everybody and you want to go that rajasic route and you want to beat everybody and you have that huge competition inside, greed, power, all of that, then pranayama can only make it worse for you. I mean, it gives you that much